We are live. This is the NBA Rundown. The channel is Nuke the House. That's right, nukethehouse.com. Jayme, tell me what you saw in the association last night while I go ahead and tweak this out for everybody.
Awesome game one, man. The first game, Cleveland and uh, Indiana, was awesome. I feel like all three of us, me, you, and Tyler, both kind of crushed that game. In general, you had the Pacers, I had the over. Tyler had all of Donovan Mitchell's ladders, right? Almost got to the 50, the big 50 plus for him, which would have been huge. But I felt like we covered that one pretty well. That was an awesome game, man. And then the second game was a stinker. You were right about Golden State. I did hit Anthony Edwards over 11 and a half rebounds and assists, and then the Nas Reed over 17 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. But that game was I mean, that first half was probably some of the worst basketball I think I've watched all season. Um, the Timberwolves just did not come out to play, and
Oh, well, then
uh,
you're not a degen like me because you weren't watching the Brooklyn Nets play when they were just benching everybody, or some of the Toronto Raptors, because
that
that was much worse than what we saw last night.
I
Um,
I should make sure to say as far as like with expectations, right? A game you go into with
okay,
maybe a
fair enough,
higher
because you're right.
expectations.
I
Yeah.
deserve what I get for watching that one.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I wanted to piggyback off that today because we're not going to do a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's start right there. Um, it reopens at 10.5.
Yeah. That's
You know me, I'm Mr. Superstar Subtraction. Normally, I would like to take the Warriors without Steph in the game, but I feel like we already got that last game because
dude, they're
everyone knows the Superstar Subtraction. It's a one-game trend. It's the
yeah.
very first game after the injury. Usually, I don't count the game and when which it happens, but I felt like we got that same boost from everybody. I don't know though. Still, 10.5 seems too much. I mean, it almost just goes right into the superstar subtraction idea where like Minnesota could easily just win this game by 8 points,
I
right? And just
yeah.
comfortably win the game. And you still cover 10.5 is a lot of points in the NBA. What are your thoughts here on game two that's going to take place tomorrow night in Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm back on the Minnesota train. So honestly, right when the game ended last night, I looked to see what the series price was. It was
Mhm.
minus 146. I think I saw some people get it apparently at like plus 110 at some places. I got a minus 146 because I was reading
For
online and
Minnesota?
yeah, it is ballooned up. I think it's like minus 220. 'Cause I read what all like the Twitter doctors were basically saying about Steph, and basically everyone's like, if it's a grade one, he's out for 7 to 10 days. Anything worse than a grade one, we're talking multiple weeks. So I assumed he was going to miss 2 or 3 games. And look, I cannot expect a team like Minnesota who ranked fourth in the NBA throughout an 82 game regular season at 3 point percentage. They shot 38% from three this year. Outside of game one against the Lakers, where they shot like 55%, they're shooting 25% in their last 5 games here in the playoffs. The last 2 games, they're shooting 15%. I'm just going to assume that the 82 game sample size is a better indicator of what this team really is. And I think that this team is due for a little bit of positive regression in that regard. So I love Minnesota. Even the series price is probably still I minus 210. I know it sucks because you're basically spotting Golden State a game. I think they're in trouble without Steph. I mean, I just can you really bank on Draymond Green getting you 20 and Buddy Hield getting you 24? I don't think that you can. Um, so
Buddy,
I'm
I wouldn't be shocked. Draymond's the one that I think I don't think that's happening again.
no, dude. He started off so hot. Like, didn't he go like 4 for 6 or something from three? Like, I would just imagine that that would not be the case. So um, I'm definitely going to be on the Minnesota side. I already took Ant over 27 and a half points. He really started to figure something out in the second half of that game. After having going 0 for 8 for 1 point in the first half, which is just terrible. So I love Ant over 27 and a half. Ant over 3.5 threes. Ant is shooting 6% from three in his last 2 games, 1 for 16. He's a 39% shooter on the season. I just don't expect that to continue for him. And DiVincenzo over 2.5 threes as well. He's a guy he's a 38% 3-point shooter that has been shooting 18% in the playoffs. I just expect this team to start hitting their shots from three. So that's just something I'm going to bank on. So I love that for I love Minnesota. I love taking those look. I still like the series price. I've not checked other than this morning. Like I said, I took it last night at 146, and then once the news came out official for Steph that he was going to miss at least a week, I went to check and it was like minus 220 or something like that. So I'm not
I
sure.
got minus 197 offshore
Okay,
right
so
now.
it
I
did go
think
back
that's a
to maybe a
fair
little bit.
price. I think minus
Yeah.
197 is a fair price because we don't know. And Golden State, if they hold on, like you said, and it's 1 week, then they can get Steph back for 5, 6, and 7, right?
Yeah.
So they'd only have to win one of the next 3. That makes sense. Steph comes back. So I think minus 197 is fair. Tyler.
Okay.
But I think you got a great deal on your other one. Tyler, did you watch the games last night? Give me your thoughts. And we're looking ahead to Golden State at Minnesota. I said, obviously I don't think that Golden State's going to get another win, but I think 10.5 points is too much. Jayme says not so fast here. This could be a Minnesota blowout. And I said, we're a little worried. My superstar subtraction, that was last night's game and not tonight, right? Where we get the boost from everyone else around there. What did you think of the Warriors and the Timberwolves? And we'll touch on the Pacers and the Cavs real quick, but I'd like to stay on this topic. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little confused how we got the superstar subtraction.
Because Steph got hurt during the game.
Yeah, but that happened mid-game, so how would we have bet it then? We didn't know he was.
No,
gonna get
I'm
hurt,
just
you know
saying
what I'm
the
saying?
super.
The way you phrased it was like, oh, we used the superstar subtraction.
No. I didn't yesterday, but no.
So,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. But my point is, the theory of superstar subtraction is the one star goes out, everyone else rallies around. They're more excited about the extra shots. They take advantage of their opportunities, and it's it's like the new coach bump. It lasts you get for 1 game usually. But I'm just saying. Normally, I would bet it.
Minnesota just couldn't make a shot.
Yeah, I think that had a little more to do with it. So, but would you bounce back? I still think 10.5 is too much. I think the line should be like 6.5 again, because I thought the line was too much. In game
6.5. You think it should be? It should be the same as it was with Steph Curry?
Yeah, because that line was wrong. That line should have been 3.5.
I don't know. I disagree.
I mean, just the way we make stuff
also.
here. I'm gonna look up net rating right now. Post All-Star break. Because both teams are a lot better.
Minnesota's like a top 4 3-point shooting team. They're like a top 5-ish defense. I don't.
They went 5 for 29 from 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're shooting 15% the last 2 games, right? Like I don't know. It's not like Golden State played crazy good, right? Even in the first half with Steph, I don't feel like that. They score 44 points in the first half too. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
just saying if you sort net rating, and that's just margin of victory or whatever, since the All-Star break, Warriors are 3rd at plus 9.7. Where are the Timberwolves? Why are they not on here? All right. You guys keep breaking this shit down. I can't figure why is Timberwolves not on here?
I'm not sure, but to answer Clyde's question real quick, just why you looked that up. Hey Yo is actually I'm a big 90s wrestling fan. So Hey Yo is just a reference to my favorite wrestler, Scott Hall. Razor Ramon. Yeah. Yep.
Are you gonna have a toothpick on here after a win?
I should get the hair all done nice. Yeah.
Bro, why does StatMuse want me to pay just to find out team net rating since All-Star break? Like, come on, I can find that like on NBA.com, bros.
Yeah, it should be on NBA.com.
All right, just for fun, I'll just do the last 15 games.
Okay.
It's NBA regular season. Does it even matter?
Well, no. Okay, if we go the last 15 games, it would prove Jayme's point. And I'm just saying, if you made it off pure net rating, Timberwolves were 4.7, Warriors were only 1.3. They were 5th and 6th in the standings for the last 15 games. But I think there was a little injury there. That's why I want to go post All-Star break. But obviously, that's cherry picking stats. But at that, you're right. Then you get what's your home court? 2.5, and they're up by 2.4. So now we're getting to what? 5 on the line. So it's kind of in between. So I just have these teams rated way closer than that. So if I only have them 1 point apart, the most I should be laying on the at home is 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think we saw this in the second half of that game too. The size issue it did not play a role in the first half, but like late in the third quarter or a little bit early in that fourth, you saw Rudy kind of start having his way a little bit defensively, started to get some blocks. Sorry, my thing just. There you go. Started to get some blocks, started to get some more rebounds. They started to use him a little bit more in the paint, which I was surprised that didn't happen early on in the game. Took a little later. Golden State won the rebounding battle, which I didn't expect. I just don't expect some of these things to continue. I just don't think you can remove Steph from this team, and we're going to
size
expect them
doesn't
to play
always
better.
necessarily mean rebounding, right?
No, it
one good
definitely
thing about
doesn't.
Golden
But
State is they are good fundamentally. And if I went back to that advanced sort, is there just a defensive rating one in here? Last 15 games, Timberwolves were 3rd and Warriors were 6th, 108.3 and 109.4. So, a lot of that does have to do with defensive rebounding. Let me just do defensive rebounding percentages. Timberwolves are 7th at 70.2. That's where the Warriors are weaker. They're only 15th. So, yeah, you're right. They are a much better rebounding team.
Yeah, I just expect that to probably take place. I just think, like I said, I loved Nasri before. He's a guy I'm probably going to – if his rebounds, points, and assists is anywhere like around the 16.5 to 17.5, I'm probably just going to bet that every single time. I think he's a massive mismatch for this Warriors team. So, and I think Ant started to figure it out, man. I don't know. The reality is, right, you can't score 31 points in the first half and then come out in the second half in the third quarter and allow 36 points in a quarter, right? You allow more points in one quarter than you score in the entire first half. It's just not a good recipe for success. I just don't think that is something that's going to continue. I just don't expect Buddy Hield to stay as hot. I don't expect Draymond Green to stay as hot. I think Jimmy Butler will probably play better from a efficiency and scoring
That was going to
perspective.
be my next question. So let me jump in real quick because this is what's really keeping me from pulling that trigger. You remember right away when I did the pay? Well, I don't know if you don't watch that one, but on Monday when I saw that Pacers game 2 line, I'm like, no way, that's too many points. The only thing that's keeping me from pulling the trigger is I don't think Jimmy Butler is 100% either. If I knew it was 100% Jimmy Butler, if he could do that with those guys in Miami, he can do that with this group here. At least keep this game close. But what did you think of Jimmy Butler, and what do you think his health is right now? 85%? Is that too high? Where would you put Jimmy Butler on the health status?
I mean, I don't know. He seemed all right to me, right? And he's probably not 100%, but I don't think it's affecting him too much. He seems like he's moving around all right out there. It just, I, I try not to overthink this. And this team prior to Jimmy Butler was a 500 team. And now you're removing their best player in Steph Curry.
But they added it like, what is Jimmy Butler, a top 20 player? Like, of course they're going to get better.
100%. But now you're removing Steph Curry, their best player on their team. Do we really think that this team without Steph Curry is going to be better, right? Or be able to hang with this Wolves team? I don't think so. Like, again,
I think
if the
hang, yes. I think hang, yes. I mean, like, it's just 10 points is a lot.
All it takes
I'm not arguing
one
with your
shooting.
series bet. Like, I understand your point there. When you just win straight up and winning by 1, it counts the same as winning by 20. I just don't know if they blow them out.
Do you think that all it takes is one high variance game in the 3-point shooting? Do you expect this team to continue to shoot 15% from 3 when they shot 38% from 3 all regular season?
No, but
I
they lost
don't.
by 15 points. So let's just say they move up to a 35%. Is that a 25-point swing? Or is it a 17-point swing? And
The
if it's a
Warriors also
17-point
shot
swing,
43%.
I still cover.
The Warriors also shot 43% without Steph Curry. Draymond Green went like 4 for 6 or whatever it is from 3. Like,
that's the one that I don't think is sustainable. I actually think the rest of those guys can keep going. Like, if you told me Buddy Hield stays hot this whole series, I don't think that's a shock. The guy has like one of the best three-point field goal percentages and the most made threes in the NBA behind Steph. So I think he's even ahead of Clay. So like Buddy Hield shooting threes, this isn't some miracle, right?
yeah,
Great, yes, I'll completely grant you that on Draymond.
Yeah, if Buddy Hield is your first or second leading scorer in the series, I think you're probably in some trouble. That's just my take.
For a series, you're probably right. I think we're looking at it from a different way. I think I'm just I think 10.5 is a little too much. Tyler, where do you fall on this spread argument, and what do you think happens here with the total tomorrow night of 201?
I have no real take on that. I feel like we've spent 16 minutes talking about this game already. This is like the complete.
What else are we gonna do?
I mean, we can talk about the thriller of a game that happened before it. Talk about the 2 games that are going to happen tonight. Like, we're already skipping everything just to talk about the Warriors.
Well, it's because I don't know. I'm
not doing a show tomorrow.
I'm not doing a show tomorrow. That's why we started.
I mean, we're just blowing the Warriors. We've been talking about them for the last 17 minutes about how they can't lose. The numbers can't go there against them. This number filtered this way goes their way. It's like, spread. We get it. You love the Warriors. Let's talk about another team.
Take it away, Tyler. Talk to me about what you saw. So, Pacers, this whole game, I'm going, dang it, I can't believe this. How, right? Then towards the end, I go, I'm going to cover. Never did it, like 119, 114, right? I'm still sitting there thinking, like, they better not foul through 9, right? Yeah. I'm like, we got this. We're going to cover. I cannot believe that they won. This is unbelievable.
And the other thing, too, I'm on the show. I didn't get my congratulations because this is the game we hit a plus 450, a 13-1, and we're 2 points off of a 30-1.
Hey, I did give credit to start the show
on Mitchell.
We're just talking about Steph Curry's hammy and how Jimmy Butler's healthy.
These are important NBA topics.
I did start the show with congratulating all of us because spread hit the Pacers plus 9.5. I hit the over 229, and then I said you hit the almost hit the full ladder of Donovan Mitchell. Close. So I did start, dude. It was so close. I thought we were gonna get it, man. I really did. It was perfect. Yeah, that was a good game though. So much for Halliburton being the most overrated player in the league. Sure doesn't seem that way. That was a good game, though, man. How cooked do we think the Cavs are? Cooked. Yeah.
I think Cleveland comes back to Cleveland down 3-1. So.
And isn't it crazy how it's like the NFL, how much of it's a war of attrition? You play great all year, and you lose. Mobley, your big mid-season acquisition, DeAndre Hunter. And to me, I wrote about this for BMR. I actually think that Darius Garland is the best player on the team. I know Donovan Mitchell's a better scorer. I know Donovan Mitchell's better in fantasy and for player props. But just how versatile his game is, I think he's a better passer. I think he understands when to speed up and slow down. And even though Mitchell should be better defensively, I think Garland is better defensively. So it's like, everyone's going to clown on Cleveland and call this just, a wasted series. But, I mean, there's some bad luck that goes in here, too. What do you think, Jayme?
Hold on. I'm going first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I almost slammed in my tracks going to flip my food over. I almost burnt all my work food when I heard you say Darius Garland's the best player on this team.
Yeah, he is. He's not the best player on the team.
Spread, he couldn't defend me on the basketball court.
He's not that bad.
He's pretty bad.
The
lights get bright. Bad, he goes quiet. He's not even the second best on the team.
Who's the second best?
Mobley.
Yeah. Well, also is Darius Garland going to stack up and play here? Because he has the exact same injury that Austin Reeves had in this first round, where Austin Reeves did not miss a game. Did Austin Reeves suck? Yeah, he sure did. But
I didn't bring up the Lakers.
No, I know. I'm not trying to bring up the Lakers. I'm just saying.
Like, I didn't do it.
Darius Garland's got to get out there. I
yesterday.
think, man. He's got to get out there. I know a big toe sprain's no joke, but dude, your team's about to get sent home, and you were the number 1 seed, right? I don't know.
Bro, I'm so happy Fathead's here. He might be the most important player. He had the most clutch points for Cleveland all year. Thank you, Fathead. Yes, finally some support from the chat. Now I know how you guys feel.
Out of a scale of 1 to 10, how much does anything that happens in the regular season actually matter in the NBA playoffs?
9.
9, exactly.
It's like a 2.
Well, here's one thing though.
Spread. How many guys do we watch and go, man, that guy's a stud in the regular season? Then the lights get bright. It disappears.
Bro, it was even worse when I was watching those bullshit March games when we're watching, and I'm like, Rich just says rookie of the year as he's lighting up the G League Nets, and I see him in the playoffs and he's putting up goose eggs.
How many times would Jalen Green go on like a 2-week scoring?
Here's gonna be my point for the regular season, though, Tyler. A non-top 3 seed has won the title, I think, once since 95, 96.
So we just lock in the top 4 teams?
Yeah, so regular season doesn't matter. All right, let's keep going with this game.
I mean, it kind of like, I see what you're trying to use as the argument there, but like, it kind of doesn't, because like, for instance, who the best teams are right off the bat. Like when Golden State was running their dynasty, they were never going to finish lower than a 4 seed. You knew they were going to win every playoff series, regardless of what happened in the regular season.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Spurs.
All right. Well,
same thing with the Heat.
Guys, I'm looking at this right now. The Pacers are plus 115 and plus 2 in game at home. What the? Is there an injury report I don't know about? How are they not -2? This line's like 4 points off. Am I wrong?
Can we get Mitchell up to like 70?
On your player performance.
Yeah, I like this. I like the Cavs in game 3. I do. I think
the Cavs to bounce back.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost game 4. I'd be pretty shocked if they go down 3-0. I mean, they probably should have won game 2, if we're going to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we see.
They definitely should have.
I mean, they had like an 8-point lead with like 40 seconds left.
Listed.
They have them what, Tyler?
They have them listed like player props, so my guess is they're projecting them to play.
Yeah.
They have to be if the Cavaliers are laying 2. Because that. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about that more. I'll probably do Friday. I'll let you guys know more after the show, but we're definitely not doing it tomorrow.
Can we agree, though, that
which is why I started with the Warriors and the Timberwolves.
They're getting beat at the point guard spot, right? Like Halliburton's just destroying this team.
Yeah. Halliburton's good, dude.
Yeah, to be fair, though, he beats almost everybody.
Yeah, but Garland's a traffic cone, and you're going to put him back out there, and that's going to improve Cleveland. Like, doesn't do it for me.
No, I think Mobley. I think Mobley is the big one, in my opinion. Right? I think getting Mobley back is the bigger one. It's why I said last time with Mobley out, man. I think that this Cavs defense is not that great. I'm gonna be honest. They're really not. He's the anchor to that defense.
It's crazy how much one player matters so much in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Like even in the NFL, like Patrick Surtain misses, right? The Broncos still have a pretty good defense, right? I mean, it's not. They're definitely downgraded, but in the NBA, they go from like top 5 to bottom 5 off one player. Yeah. Mobley might be that guy for the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into tonight's games, Tyler?
No, I think that's it. I mean, Golden State won. Minnesota couldn't make a shot. And I think that was the story of the game. Got out to a lead quick, and Minnesota couldn't fight their way back because they couldn't find the bucket. I think if they were able to make shots, that Golden State doesn't win that game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean that's the story of a lot of these games, though, right?
It's a story, but like when you lose your star player and Draymond's hitting 4 threes, scoring 15 points for the first time
Isn't
since I
that
was in high school.
crazy?
Yeah.
Like Minnesota's
Yeah.
going to bounce back.
100%.
Let's talk about your favorite team, Tyler. The New York Knicks are plus 10.5. Totals 211. Bro, I could not believe it. Weren't they up by 20? I thought so. I bet the first half. Okay, cool. I'm so smart. And they were up by over 10. It was covering the full game spread. Then they're up by 20 with 6 minutes to go in the third. I'm just patting myself on the back. Not only the Celtics not cover, they lose straight up. Same deal here. Knicks plus 10.5. Okay, if any of these double-digit spreads, because these are ridiculous. I think they're all ridiculous. At least the Nuggets went from 11 to 10. I should have bet that already. I would lay it the most in this game, but I don't know. Like, do I need to lay 10.5 in an NBA playoff game against one of the best teams in the league? I don't think so. Celtics are pass for me, Tyler. Right now, I'm passing on this game. What do you think?
I agree. It's Celtics are pass. It's just these underdogs can't keep winning. They've won 4 in a row. Everyone's going to run to bet the Knicks at plus 410 and the Nuggets at plus 390. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 double-digit wins for the favorites here, and they both cover. So
what about my Celtics first half again?
I mean, I don't hate that look. They're not going to miss 45 threes again. They make one more three. We're not even talking about this being an upset because they don't even get to overtime. So, yeah, I'm on Boston. I think they handle it rather well. I just don't see them giving the Knicks a chance again. They lay a stinker every once in a while in the playoffs. We see it every year for the past 3 years. And then they blow the team out afterwards. So, give me Celtics.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the first half though. What's that line? 7.5. Wow.
Yeah,
it was 5.5 in game 1. Jayme, your thoughts here on the Celtics and the Knicks?
Yeah, I would lead with the Celtics. I'm probably going to stay away, but I did already take Tatum over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think we have a big Tatum game here. I don't expect this team to continue missing this many threes, so they're going to bounce back. And again, a team like the Celtics, man, when you live and you die by the threes, it can kill you or it can make you beat a team by 20, right? Like that's the reality with the team and the way they play basketball. So. I think more times than not in this series, it's going to work out in their favor. It didn't work out in their favor game 1. Assume it does game 2, but I love Jason Tatum to get right here.
All right. Clyde says, give me my flowers because on the Tuesday show, Clyde jumped in and said, the Knicks aren't that bad. The Knicks are pretty good. You guys aren't giving the Knicks respect. Knicks are going to at least win a game. And we all laughed at him and said, sure, Clyde, sure. But he was absolutely right. So because of that, Clyde, put it in the chat. Let us know who you're picking tonight. Tyler, any other thoughts on this Celtics-Knicks game? And how is the mood among New York's fans after? Or do you know a lot of Knicks fans?
No.
Okay.
Pittsburgh spread.
All right.
The only reason I'm a Knicks fan is because I was a Carmelo fan, so I just stuck there.
Well, I was going to say there's not a local team there, so I can imagine you be a lot of the fans of the big market. Like most Fresno fans or people who live in Fresno are Lakers fans, right? Just as the closest big market team. All right. Denver is plus 10. Boy, I wish I would have that 11. Taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, totals 230. Once again, I think this is too many points. It should be like 6 or 7. How is this 10 points? Jayme, explain it to me.
I don't know. I'm kind of with you, right? Kind of leading the Nuggets. I do think OKC wins, but this Nuggets team fights back, man. I don't know. I'm honestly pretty torn. If either one you could convince me on one side, I could probably be convinced to go that route. But I would lean the Nuggets. As far as props, though, I do like Chet over 22.5 points and rebounds. Hartenstein over 19.5 points and rebounds. I think both these guys have good matchups for them against this Denver team. So I think Chet's going to bounce back in a big way tonight too. We know SGA is going to give them. We need you need Chet, you need Jalen Williams, you need one of these guys to kind of step up here, because that was the difference last game. The The Nuggets had role players kind of step up, guys like Russ. The thing is, I just do not expect Russ to continue that type of
How many times
performance.
are we going to say that, though? Haven't we been saying
Yeah,
that this whole playoffs?
it's like every other game though, man. It's like he'll have some
But
really
that's the
good games,
beauty of
but
this team. He can get away with every other game. He's like the
right.
fifth plus player on the team.
Yeah, but he does have moments, right, where he could absolutely kill you. Blown
Yes,
layups,
he can destroy it. Yeah, but if he does, we're
turnovers.
covering plus 10, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm probably gonna stay away. I'm just stick with the props for me personally.
All right. I got arguments for both sides. Number one, we talk about the net rating. The Thunder had the best net rating since like the 72-73 Lakers that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was still Lou Alcindor at the time, I think. So there's a reason they're laying 10.
Yeah.
But for Denver, I think that we're underestimating how good this team can potentially be, which is why I think that their net rating doesn't accurately indicate how good this team is. And so that's why I think that you're getting this. And my final thought on this, and I'll throw it to you on this one, Tyler. I also wonder how many people do we know, right? Especially when we're doing the NBA season and it's just a shit card in the middle of February. And they go, I can't believe you watch that stuff. I only watch and bet the playoffs. How much of this is the influx of the public money? Like who wants to bet? You want to bet the Celtics and the Thunder, right? And the T-Wolves who just beat the Lakers. Like, do you really want to bet the underdogs here? Do you think that maybe it's some of this public money coming in too, Tyler, or am I looking too much into it?
No, I think it could be a little bit, but I don't think the public runs to bet the NBA like they do other sports. Like, I don't think they're going to drive these numbers anywhere crazy. To where like NFL, like you see the
I talked to a couple guys at work that didn't bet the NBA at all regular season and are betting this.
Yeah, but I'm just
small
saying, like,
sample size, anecdotal, but
this sport isn't as popular as others. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Like a lot of these casual guys that are just going to come in, drop a couple $100 and get out. Like they're not going to bet an NBA game because they don't pay attention to the sport.
I don't know. There's a lot of so it's funny. So for the regular season, nobody was talking anything. They're actually talking about it at work. So I know that that's like
I'm talking more about like just the general population spread, not just at work. You want to know how much I hear about the NBA at work? Zero. Not a word.
What are they talking about? Aaron Rodgers and Tomlin?
Talking about how much they hate their life and they hate their job and they hate their wife.
Huh. No one. Okay.
I mean, I think there is some public money, but I just don't think I don't think the public money is pushing the NBA numbers anywhere.
Okay, fair enough. All right, the answer to the question. How would you approach tonight? Would you lay the 10 with the Thunder, or are you like me? Do you think this is too many points?
I mean, the Thunder probably bounce back, but these games have just been too all over the place for me. Like trying to pick a side, pick a winner. Feels like you just take the plus money and just pray you get the underdog right, and they've all been winning.
Yeah.
The way OKC's got to defend Denver, though, it seems like they can stop everyone but Jokic. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like that would be the plan. Stop everyone. Let Jokic do him. Don't double team him because then he's going to open up shots for other guys. So you're going to let him score. The dude put up 42 points in game one.
Yeah.
His points props 28.5. He grabbed 22 rebounds. So he had 63 points plus rebounds. His points plus rebounds on 41.5. Just give me the over 28.5. Give me 30 plus, 35 plus, and I'll play that over 41.5 on his points plus rebounds. Because he knows that he has to score to force this defense for OKC to change. If he's scoring 50 points a game or 40, they have to double team him. They already showed that they can win when he scores 40, so there's got to be some changes.
All right, so Jokic props makes sense. Anything else on this one, Jayme?
Nope. I'm aligned with what you guys think.
All right, we got 3 double-digit spreads to choose from. Tyler, your best bet for the next 2 days.
Jokic to score 30 tonight at plus 120 odds.
That's a pretty good number. What do you think, Jayme?
I mean, if I had get one out tonight, it'd be Tatum over 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. For tomorrow, I love Ant stuff, man. Ant over 27.5 points, Ant over 3.5 threes.
All right, guys. Well, I will let you know when we'll be back. Right now, it's a 50% chance we'll do Friday, 50% chance we'll do Monday, and Tuesday for sure. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is Nuke the House, nukethehouse.com.